Hey folks, this is Vince with That Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Cooperative Chess. It's important to stress that what you're looking at here is a preview build, so it goes without saying that everything that you're about to see is subject to change. From my understanding, the game will be free to play when it does release, but the developer gave me a key to try out the game early. In fact, he gave me a couple of keys, because you can play this solo, but I think ideally you want to play with another person. In regular chess, you're trying to checkmate the enemy king. In this game, you're trying to cooperate to complete all the moves the computer wants you to move by moving any piece that you can onto the spaces that it tells you to. It'll make more sense when you actually see it. You're still trying to checkmate a king, but in this case, let's just go ahead and just run through it. One thing I will complain about, under settings, this is nice and all, like the whole, avatar, I like that, but there's no display settings whatsoever, and Alt-Enter does not enter a windowed mode at all. So, as someone that only has one monitor and trying to run OBS at the same time, it's very difficult. So some kind of, display settings would have been great. I think that would be ideal here. That way you can play in windowed mode. If you're ideally going to stream this game or play it online with other people, you're going to want a windowed mode. Anyway, going back. So there's play and solo. There is a tutorial as well as puzzles, but I just want to quickly show you the solo mode. And what you're trying to do is cooperate with the other player to finish your moves in a timely manner so that all of your pieces land on the exclamation points. If you don't get your pieces collectively on these exclamation point spaces, then you collectively lose. So, and while you're doing that, you're trying to checkmate the enemy king. Also, you've got a question mark space. That's like a bonus. You don't have to do that, but you should, if you can. That gives you an extra move for that color for the next round. Again, one thing I'll complain about, because there's no display settings, like, I've got this small of a chessboard, and my screen is like this big. So there's no way to, like, zoom in on this to make it any bigger. It's just the display settings are just awful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something like this, and maybe something like this, and then hit submit. So I'm playing solo, so I control both sides of the board, but typically it would be one player controls white, one player controls black. You make your move simultaneously. You're not supposed to tell each other where you're moving. You're just supposed to give your friend general hints as to what you think. Like it's you can homebrew anything you want. I'm just saying, you could be full on, tell your opponent what you're going to do, or just be vague like the game is intended. Completely up to you. So I could do that and that. So as long as I end my spaces on, as long as white and black collectively end their moves with the pieces left on their spaces, on the exclamation point spaces, then it's fine. So now it's going to play out. And because we satisfy the conditions, we get to move on to the next turn. But like I said, if you do not fulfill one of those spaces, then you collectively lose the game. But you're still trying to checkmate the enemy king and prevent, them from getting out of it. That's how you win. So I guess that and that. And the thing is, like, this doesn't make any sense in terms of, like, if you're a chess player, you'll know that this is not at all an ideal strategy. I'm just saying, like, this is just not. Let's go ahead and do something like that and whatever. I don't think I'm just going to try and purposely lose. Maybe something like that. Submit. But yeah, this is not at all like, this is not a chess variant where you could practice chess and get good at it. No, this is more of a puzzle. And it's ideally meant for two players where it's like, you're giving each other vague hints as to what you're doing, but you're trying to puzzle it out together without giving too much information. Let's do something like that. That'll satisfy those conditions. Hit submit. And then let's get the queen there, and that'll satisfy that. And maybe, I don't know, we'll just take this, I don't know, we'll figure something out. How about pawn takes pawn, because why not? And black has one move left. Let's get the bishop. I'm trying to get pieces into position where they're in a good state to checkmate the enemy king, but that's one thing I haven't figured out yet. It is possible to make illegal moves in this game to where, another piece, like they conflict with each other. And if that's the case, you're given the option to change your move right then and there. So if black tries to do something and white ends up blocking them prior to them doing it, they are given the option to reassess their move. White has 3, so I need to get 1, 2, and let's do 3. And then black, again, I'm just trying to quickly show you this. I'm trying to give my pieces as much leeway as possible. Let's just move that up. And let's move the bishop down here. I don't want to take or anything. I just want to get them into position to surround the white king, I suppose. Okay. Now, if you do check the other king, they are forced to deal with it. So they actually waste a move trying to get out of that check. So, like, checking the enemy king in this game is not ideal. You want to checkmate them, sure, but you don't want to check them, because then they waste a move trying to get out of it, and they're forced to. So you really don't want to attack the enemy king until, like, you're ready to just deliver the blow. So white needs to make his moves. Wow, this is awful. How am I supposed to get here with any piece? With 2 moves left? I guess that and that. Submit. And then queen there and knight there. See, it's not at all what I wanted to do, but I got it done. Black gets another move. I don't know. Maybe we'll just move his pawn up and try and stop his king. But you're going to do this back and forth several times, trying to just appease the computer, is what you're doing. You're appeasing the computer, trying to checkmate the enemy king. I'm not going to sit here and do all of that. However, if you do play... not what I wanted. Main menu. Okay. Hit play. Games with friends, just to show you what that looks like. There is a bug where I went through the tutorial, and unfortunately, like, I got through it, and then it said everything else was still grayed out. You had to opt out of the tutorial. Even though you've already played it, there's a button that says opt out of tutorial. It's something the developer needs to fix. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know why it's doing this. I wanted to show you the settings. Again, this is... There we go, quit. Alright, so from here, you can change easy, normal, hard, custom 5 at targets. 5 targets at 3 turns per round. So you can make this easy, normal, hard, but you can also change this. So you can make it 1 target at, 5 turns per round. That's super easy if you wanted to do that. It's only... You just have to get one area, Simulate 2-player. There's also sequential. This is where you can alternate moves as though you were playing a normal game of chess. There are still target squares and rounds, but there is no performing moves phase. So you can play this game a number of different ways. I will say I'm enjoying the puzzly aspect to it. It's not... I mean, I play a lot of different chess variants, like Crazy House or Crazy Horse. Yeah, Crazy Bug House, Crazy House. Anyway, Crazy Horse is basketball. Crazy House, I love that variant. But this one is, again, more puzzly. It's less chessy, typical chess. But my issue with the game really is the backbone of it. Display settings, being able to see things, windowed mode. There's still a lot that needs to be completed on the back end, I think, before I would fully recommend this. But like I said, this game is going to be free to play. So just if you wait long enough, you'll be able to try it for yourself. And yeah, if you like what you see, then add this game to your wish list. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.